Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Mikey Reacts. Yesterday I posted a video where I reacted to 10 things that are banned in America, or the USA as I prefer to say, but today we're doing part two. We've got a few requests down below in the comments asking for us to do part two. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed the first one because I thought it was really good too. So today we're gonna have a few videos put out for you. I'll make it quite a nice light day, but yeah, so this is gonna be part two, 10 things that are banned in America. So this will be number 11 through 20. So I'm excited for this one. Guys, as I say in every video, if you want to support the channel, there should be a button somewhere below here that allows you to super thanks, or it's got like a little love heart and a thanks next to it. Any donation that you give to the channel is really appreciated. It helps us grow and keep these videos coming. So I really appreciate your support and the growing support that you guys are giving me. So thank you for that. If that is something you're interested in, just hit that button. Any amount is amazing for us, and 20% of all proceeds will end up going to a charity at the end of May. I've already seen some requests for charities, and I'm gonna make a poll coming up close to the end of May. So in about 10 days or so, I'll do a poll and you guys can choose where that's going to go to. Yeah, apart from that, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave comments down below of any recommendations, or let me know how you feel, if you enjoyed it, if you didn't, if you agree with the video. And that helps us, you know, that feeds the algorithm and it helps us grow. So thank you very much. I won't keep you for too long talking about all this nonsense, so we'll get to the video. I've got it just here. So let me bring it up.
America, land of the free and banner of many things. The United States of America is known for freedom and selection. In fact, go into any grocery store and see just how many flavors of Oreo they have. It's a magical place.
That's true.
However, there are many things that are banned from the country, and some of them are things that you wouldn't expect that you thought would be readily available but actually aren't allowed in the country. Here are 10 things that are banned in America, part 2.
Okay, let's go.
Number 10 are toys containing phthalates.
What's a phthalate?
One of the most recent bans by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission are phthalates in kids' toys and child care products. Phthalates are the various salts and esters used to make plastics and vinyl softer and bendable, and found in just about everything made in China, which is just about everything. Yeah. Now, while it's fine in theory for products meant for adults, the chemical is incredibly toxic for children and can cause hormone and fertility disruption, and has even been connected to obesity, asthma, neurological and cardiovascular issues, and even cancer. But the US government may go even farther than that and ban phthalates outright, especially in cosmetic products.
That's interesting. If it's only harmful to kids, and which it seems that it is, as it is in adult products, shall we say, then why would they ban it outright? I suppose maybe if your kids get their hands on like cosmetic products and stuff like that, it could be harmful to them. So for that I understand, but it seems like it's a good thing to ban. If there's evidence to suggest that it causes stuff like that, yeah, probably a good thing to ban it.
Because they can do potential damage in unborn children, so get them while you can, I guess.
It answered my question.
Number 9 are unpasteurized dairy products. Europeans will tell you that unpasteurized milk, cheese, and creams are the only civilized way to consume dairy. No. Compare that to the ironclad American laws.
I'm European, and everything that we do in the UK is mostly pasteurized. There is some unpasteurized cheese, but you know that still can't be eaten by pregnant women and children. So like we're very into pasteurized products. So it's not really a European thing. I'd say it's more like an Italian and French thing more than anything, you know.
that commercial dairy products must be heated to 72 degrees Celsius or aged at least 60 days to destroy all pathogens.
Yeah.
In other words, stinky old cheese. The FDA keeps Americans safe from the unpasteurized dairy coming out of factory farms with poor sanitation, fermentation, temperature control, and or sick animals. Ain't nobody want to drink milk from a sick cow. Now, some argue that the FDA goes too far because not only does the richer flavor of raw milk products get compromised, but it also kills the good gut bacteria that helps combat obesity and depression.
That's a
Fun
fair
fact,
analysis, to be fair.
pasteurization was invented by a Frenchman named Louis Pasteur, who created the pasteurization process over 150 years ago.
Wow.
That makes our dairy so safe and flavorless. So don't go putting your mouth on no cow udder, because the government ain't gonna like that. You gonna get in trouble. Number 8 are shark fins.
Okay, this is understandable, and I understand why.
Chinese wedding banquets in the United States will never be the same after Congress introduced the Shark Fin Trade Elimination Act in 2016, banning its sale.
After using Tube Karma for literally just 3 months, 3 months, they helped me go from
and importation. Shark fin soup is a Chinese delicacy that its proponents claim increases the male libido and extends human lifespans.
Come on.
But the means to acquire the fin, which is made of pure cartilage and basically has no nutritional value, is destructive, wasteful, and some argue immoral. Because the sharks that are caught have their fins viciously removed and then thrown back into the water to die.
Yeah, they don't kill the shark. They remove the shark from the water after catching it. They take the fin off and they throw the shark back into the water alive. It's horrendous. Like, what kind of... Anyway.
Similar to the way that rhinos and elephants are killed for their ivory, 73 million sharks a year are killed for their fins.
That's ridiculous.
But in spite of the ban, shark fins continue to find their way onto American dinner plates because of the lack of oversight and deep-pocketed diners willing to pay extra for the illegal meal. People, there's lots of options out there. You don't need to go kill a shark and eat its fin. That's kind of nasty. Besides, what did Bruce the Shark do to you? Fish are friends, not food. Number 7 are antibacterial soaps.
Really?
What? Yeah, you didn't know this one. On September 2nd, 2016, the FDA washed their hands of 19 of the most common additives found in commercially available antibacterial soaps. These chemicals are banned because their health benefits are unproven. In addition, they cause severe environmental damage to organisms like algae that are essential for healthy ecosystems.
Okay.
Furthermore, the continued overuse of the most commonly used
So antibacterial soaps aren't banned, right? It's just certain ingredients in antibacterial soaps. So obviously the market in the US will make antibacterial soaps without those ingredients. So, I mean, antibacterial soaps aren't banned.
triclosan, created in 1970, are causing antimicrobial resistant mutations that can render other doctor-prescribed antibiotics ineffectual.
Oh, that's interesting.
So in other words, all those people that are germaphobes that are constantly going, oh, I gotta clean my hands, germs, are actually a threat to public health. Studies have shown that washing your hands with regular soap and water has a near identical effective bacteria reduction rate of 82%, as with antibacterial soaps, without all the unnecessary risks. So next time you see somebody pop one of those open ready to spill it, just slap it out of their hands. Just kidding, that would be assault. Don't go to jail. Number 6 is the Toyota Hilux. The most
Taliban love that. Is it so? Yeah. It's a Middle Eastern truck. Out here in the Middle East, we're in Dubai now. Every second truck is a Toyota Hilux. Actually, I'd hazard a guess and say it was more than that. Easily 80% of trucks are Toyota Hiluxes, and the rest, you've got some Dodge TRXs and some Ford Raptors and F-150s and stuff, but yeah.
pickup truck in the world is not the Ford F-150, a Chevy Silverado, or a Dodge Ram. It's actually the Toyota Hilux. That vehicle can be found almost anywhere in the world but the United States.
That's interesting.
The reason that the Hilux is banned is what's known as the chicken tax, started back in the 1960s when European markets slapped a 25% tariff on all US poultry imports, which were dirt cheap and a threat to domestic farmers.
Okay.
So the United States reciprocated with its own 25% tariff on imports of brandy, potato starch, dextrin, and light trucks. So while Americans can buy some Toyota and Nissan trucks made in the United States, no Hilux for you. Number 5.
I do believe the Toyota factory in the United States they're built in Texas. So, I mean, it may be a Japanese brand, but it's as American as anything, really.
Are hoverboards. While these auto-balancing scooters didn't technically hover, these two-wheeled contraptions were ubiquitous at schools, malls, and basically Justin Bieber house parties. Sure, they were kind of obnoxious and hard to control, resulting in slow-motion crashes and would often spontaneously combust and thus were banned on airplanes, but that's not why they were banned in America. The Segway company filed a complaint with the United States International Trade Commission that the Chinese manufacturers of so-called hoverboards ripped off their patents and copyrights.
Okay.
Yeah, how dare Chinese manufacturers infringe?
Well, sorry, it wouldn't be copyright. From a legal perspective, it wouldn't be a copyright issue, it'd be a patent issue.
A Segway's patent of dumbest product on wheels ever. How dare they? Number 4 is Beluga Caviar.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, actually.
Beluga is kind of like the Cuban cigar of the caviar world. It's the best tasting and rarest of fish eggs. That's especially true now that it was declared illegal to import commercially or even to bring into the United States for personal consumption as of September 2005. The reason for the ban is not a communist embargo, but the concerns of the environmental impact of overfishing of beluga sturgeon that has led to a near extinction of them in the Caspian Sea. While some purist chefs balk at the ban, there are many
Yeah, but a lot of sturgeon is now farmed. You can still get beluga sturgeon that's farmed. So it doesn't really make sense. There should be a ban on non-farmed caviar.
Environmental activists that believe that the ban doesn't go far enough and that it should be adopted worldwide. Caspian countries, including Russia and Kazakhstan, are allowing beluga stocks to rebound, and ethical chefs are switching to more sustainable fish roe. I think a good way to sustain these fish is just to recognize that fish eggs are nasty. Number 3 are Cuban cigars.
This annoys me. I'm a cigar smoker. And obviously one of the big things about me moving to the United States is that I'm not going to get my Cubans. The problem is I've got, I've got a humidor of like 250, 300 cigars that I don't know if I can bring in. And if for you guys who haven't smoked cigars or don't smoke cigars, in my personal opinion, you know, I've smoked everything from Cuban, Nicaraguan, Dominican, and obviously they're not rip-offs, but you have like Romeo and Juliet. You can get Romeo and Juliets in the United States, but they're not. They're made in the Dominican Republic or Nicaragua, and they just use the brand name. And it really pains me to say that there's a noticeable difference between Cuban cigars and other cigars. Actually, the rolling quality of Nicaraguan and Dominican cigars is better because they have a more standardized process. If you get a box of 25 Cubans, like at least 2 of those 25 will be plugged, so you have to unplug them and they won't smoke right. But flavor-wise and the quality of tobacco, Cuba beats out everything. Now, obviously, I'm an anti-communist guy myself. You know, I don't like the fact that Cuba is communist, but damn, they make some amazing cigars. And the soil that grows the tobacco is something I'm really passionate about, by the way. The soil that grows the tobacco is absolutely amazing. So, it's something that I'm iffy about.
Cigar aficionados hold Cubans above all others for the quality, but part of their appeal is their illegality. The US and Cuba have been at odds since 1959, when Fidel Castro's revolution swept through the island, confiscated private property, and almost allowed the Soviets to install missile bases. So in wake of the Cuban Missile Crisis, near nuclear annihilation, and various attempts to assassinate Castro, including with poisoned cigars, President John F. Kennedy established a trade embargo against Cuba in February.
President Biden, if you understand the sentence that I'm speaking, I'll say it nice and slowly. Please repeal this embargo. If you have the capacity, that is.
1962. Now, the ban was partially lifted by President Obama back in 2016 when he relaxed travel restrictions to Cuba, although it's limited to $100 of Cuban cigars or rum per person. However, commercial imports are still banned, and President Trump's reversal of Obama's Cuba rules may bring the cigar ban back. So I'm not saying smoke, it's bad for you, but
that's something I disagree with Trump on, because I can almost guarantee that Trump has imported Cuban cigars. I would not be surprised. I liked him as a president, but obviously he's a very, very wealthy man. And in the business realm, 100% he's been around people who have smoked and imported Cuban cigars, because people who like cigars and have money and want to spend that money on cigars will spend it on Cubans. So for me, that's slightly hypocritical. That is one thing I can criticize Trump on. Of course, there's many things you can criticize Trump on. I personally liked him. But anyway, that's political, it doesn't matter. But I'd like him to, if he comes into power next, I'd like him to rethink his stance on that one.
And you're of age, you may want to stock up because things are about to get crazy. Number 2 are bath salts. Yeah, you remember bath salts, just people turning into zombies and stuff on the streets. Yeah. There was once a time in America when you...
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our prospects.
When you could go to your local gas station and purchase yourself some mind-bending narcotics without an ID. And bath salts were all the rage, causing delusions, heart irregularities, panic attacks, insomnia, and psychosis. You may have heard of Miami cannibal Rudy Eugene, who was shot to death by police while eating the face of a homeless man assumed to be high on bath salts, but later proved to be high on regular old marijuana. So in July of 2012, President Obama signed a law banning synthetic drugs like bath salts, fake marijuana, and other weird drugs that caused overdoses, violence, and death. Yes, this law makes sense. Yes, very good. But before the blanket ban, manufacturers would get around local laws targeting their product by changing up the chemical formula to create the same effects, but often with some unexpected side effects.
Fantastic.
This new stuff is supposed to be good. Oh yeah, who's ready to go? I'm gonna eat some faces. And number 1 is Four Loco.
What's that?
Yeah, the Four Loco that you know today is not the same one that was first made. Four Loco was essentially carbonated bath salts in a can with dangerously high levels of alcohol and caffeine when it was sold at U.S. liquor stores between 2005 and 2014. A 24-ounce can of Four Loco sold for only $3, which was marketed to college students, and those who consumed more than 2 cans had a tendency to black out and wake up naked in strangers' kitchens with tattoos on their chest or in a jail cell. The beverage company Fusion avoided an outright ban by changing the Four Loco recipe to lower caffeine levels, rendering the drink safe for human consumption, creating a black market for the original recipe for Four Loco. So you can buy the new stuff, but the original is outright banned because it was considered liquid crack. Let's just go, baby! So, those were 10 things banned in America, part 2. And if you guys enjoyed this, remember to give it a big thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications by clicking the bell beside the subscribe button so that you never miss a thing, because I release new videos all the time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Gotta go find some Four Loco. Bye! America, land of the...
I really like him. It was really good, to be honest. I don't know why I'm closing my laptop. I need it. No, that was really good. A lot of those, obviously a lot of those made sense. So when you're talking about the bar salts, which are basically a drug, makes perfect sense. And that Four Loco, I've never had that. Obviously, I've been to a few liquor stores in the US. I haven't seen it. Well, I probably just didn't know what it was, so I probably just didn't look at it. But I mean, the new recipe probably go for that. I mean, high caffeine. I mean, a lot of the energy drinks have really high caffeine, like Red Bull and stuff. But did you know, interestingly, apparently, I'm not too sure. I don't know what my sources here are on this. I did remember reading it once that actually Red Bull doesn't really have that much caffeine than like a double espresso, or if anything, I think it's equal, or maybe less. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not that bad in terms of caffeine. I just think because it's a carbonated drink, people end up drinking more of it, and that's what makes it possibly dangerous if you go crazy. I did remember watching once a video that came up on my shorts feed of Tristan Tate, obviously Andrew Tate's brother, when they were really, really big on the internet, trying to break the world record for drinking like 10 or 11 cans of Red Bull in less than a minute, which I'm sure is doable, but should you really be doing that? In his words, it gave him the energy to have a good nap. So maybe he's just built different. Although caffeine doesn't affect me that much either. But that was actually a really, really good video. I learned a lot of stuff there. The one that I'm a bit sore about is the Cuban cigars, because that's my thing. But you know what? I spent some time in Little Havana in Miami. I got to know the owner of a cigar store or lounge there quite well. I visited quite regularly. He was a lovely guy. We talked politics and history, and he's very, very intelligent, very fiercely intelligent. And I think it's a great injustice that people aren't perceived to be intelligent purely because of their profession. He just loved cigars, but he was incredibly intelligent, and he was an ex-police officer as well. So mad respect to him, because he was a great guy. But yeah, that was, I really like this video. He's the guy who's presenting it is really charismatic. I'd love to spend an afternoon with him. I think he's great. I don't know where he gets all his information from. It must take a bunch of research. Much easier, much more difficult than some guy just simply reacting to it, right? But yeah, no, I really like him, and I don't know if there isn't a part 3. I'm assuming. No, there's just the 2 parts. But he's got some other videos, like they're not really America based, like 10 controversial band commercials, stuff like that. 10 craziest extreme sports that are illegal. That sounds pretty cool. So let me know if you would want me to react to more of his stuff, because it's really, really good stuff, to be honest with you. He seems to be really well spoken and charismatic, so I really like that. It keeps it entertaining. But a lot of those facts were kind of mad. Again, a lot of them made sense. Like initially, when he started talking about the antibacterial soap, I thought, no, that's ridiculous. How can you ban that? But after he gave the argument that the FDA, was it the FDA, not the FDA, that the let's just say the government gave, it kind of makes sense. And actually using normal soap, I use normal soap. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But yeah, no, that was really, really good, guys. Thank you very much for joining me on this video and being with me on my journey of reacting to fun and interesting things. Again, this opens my eyes up to more about the United States. Now I know that I can't import bath salts and beluga caviar from Europe. I wasn't planning on doing that, but unless you guys really want to buy it, and then I'm sure I'll take some money off you for it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I had a really good time watching this video, and I'm really, really, really appreciating all your support and the fact that you guys keep coming back for more videos and all your comments. I love waking up and reading comments. I know I haven't replied to some in a little bit. I replied to a few intermittently, but I know I haven't replied to a large group of them at any one time recently. But you know what? I'll spend some time today, and I'll reach out to some of you, and some of you are really, really supportive, so thank you so much. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, you know exactly how to. It's at the beginning of the video, but more importantly, just subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up to the video, and there will be a bell next to the subscription button. Just hit it, and that way you'll be notified whenever I get whenever I put a video up, which should be near enough every day, apart from weekends. So I'm also taking a trip to the UK in a couple of days, so my background will change just for a little bit. So stay tuned for that, and I'll even document it for you if you guys like. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to document that, maybe show you a bit of the UK, something you don't see. I'll even maybe show you central London. If you guys have never seen it in person, I'll show you Knightsbridge, and maybe that's something you'd be interested in. So yeah, let me know, guys. Thank you for your support, and I will see you well, probably in the next video, which will be today at some point.